very interesting that I get a notification when I accidentally live stream on my other channel. But how's it going, everybody? I'm the Zabin, Neo Zabin, here on Broadcast Zabin. I wanted to talk to a little bit. I didn't really, I didn't think any of this was going to happen. And I'm kind of hoping one side wins this, because as more information comes out, I feel like this is the team that needs to win. For those who don't know, and I had brought it up in a previous stream, and you can actually see it right here. We're just going to go ahead, we're going to play that for you guys.
Today, we celebrate the anniversary of the Platform Unification Directives. For years, they have given us their songs, their labor, their dreams. In exchange, we have taken our tribute, our profits, our control. This power is ours and ours alone. We shall prevail.
And there you have it. Tilly says it right there. Epic Games has defied the App Store monopoly, and isn't just one, but two. This one right here, it says it is in retaliation to Apple for blocking it on 1 billion devices. There's literally billions of iPhones and tablets, you know, iPads and stuff that use, that have the Fortnite game on it. And what you guys don't know is, you can, if you have it downloaded, you can technically still play. But when you try, it's gonna give you this screen that's saying that it's trying to update and stuff, and it's not really gonna work. And even if it did, even if, you know, if you're one of the lucky people who can still play it on your iPhones and stuff, when that new season comes out, when is that new season actually? Let me see. When August 27th, that is about 2 weeks or a week and a half. No, I was actually right, 2 weeks. Anywho, so Apple was actually, it started off with just between Epic and Apple, and when I first heard about this, I was like, what? No way. And I look about it, and it sounds like very greedy from Apple's side. And because Apple's rule is it's like they require people to, if you're gonna make an in-app purchase, they require you to do it through them. So that means if you guys were to, let's say, you know, you wanted to buy these V-Bucks and stuff, you would have to pay the previous price. And not only that, you would have to pay you're paying a lot to Epic, or not to Epic, sorry, but to Apple, even though the money, to be fair, I feel like all of it should be, like, the percentage should be different. What you guys didn't know is Apple and Google, when you buy V-Bucks, they take 30% of what you purchase. So, for example, this used to be, the 1,000 V-Bucks used to be $10, 10 United States dollars. That means if they're taking about 30%, I believe that's like $2. Wait, no. 30% would be $3, sorry. Let me see. Let me make sure that I'm doing my math right. If I could find the calculator, that'd be fantastic. Okay. So if it's $10 and we're taking away 30%, yep, my math is on point. That means $3 out of that would end up going to Apple. And it's kind of like, why are you taking $3? You know what I mean? So that only leaves $7 to Epic for every like $10 purchase, right? But that's such like a big hefty chunk. And when you think about it, like the people who are, you know, for this game, the money and everything to fund all this stuff and get better servers and better connection, do everything better, you know, pay people and all that's all on Epic. And if Epic's not going to get a better cut or be direct, which they are doing, in fact, doing this discount is a direct way to pay Epic. So instead of going through other people and them taking a cut, this one is actually going to you're paying less, and it's going straight to Epic, and then they're, you know, gonna use that for something. And I'm assuming with that money they're gonna help and continue to keep improving the game. But that rule, them taking 30%, is, again, it's not just Apple, it's something that Google is doing as well. They both companies decided that that is going to be the rule. And what Epic decided to do was they decided to go ahead and press charges on both companies, I believe for different reasons though. You have, and I'm going to look it back at it again. You have Google, which is being sued for antitrust violations. And then you have Apple, which is being sued for anti-competitive behavior. And who knows, maybe it applies to both, not just one party. Actually, because I'm trying to see what different things. I'll probably, you know, have to look it up right now. Anti-competitive behavior. Okay, here we go. I need to bring this up with somebody in a minute. Anywho, sorry about that. But it says anti-competitive practices. It says are businesses, governments, or religious practices that prevent or reduce competition in a market. The debate about the morality of certain business practices termed as being anti-competitive has continued in both the study of history of economics and in the popularity of culture. And then what was the other one? This is the antitrust law. Whoa, looks like there's a lot of stuff here. The antitrust law is a collection of federal and state government laws that regulates the conduct and organization of businesses, corporations, generally to promote competition for the benefit of consumers. So what it sounds like to me is, and they have a picture of like these fat guys, real big and fat, and then you got each one trying to be big for a specific thing. Like somebody is big and fat for like steel, another person's big and fat for copper and whatever. Kind of goes on. And yeah, I'm not really too familiar with these, but it seems like the idea and everything going on about it is, hey, this is what's happening, you know, like I don't know, I just feel like it's insane, you know what I mean? But the thing that I thought was more interesting was, and little did we know this, I definitely didn't know this, is other companies, other businesses like Netflix and Microsoft both have issues with Google and Apple, which I didn't even know about that. Microsoft has a streaming service. You know, you have the Pass, which allows people to go ahead and what's it called? It allows people to go ahead and pretty much play any game that they want, right? But the thing is, when you throw it through Google Play, you're able to get the games, but any additions, add-ons, DLCs, you can't play those. You can't get them. Those would be considered an in-app purchase, and it's going to be taking 30% of that, of whatever you purchased. It's gonna be taking 30% for themselves, and then the rest is gonna go to whoever it goes to, you know, the developer of the games. And then you have like different apps, right? Like the Samsung store, where you can just do it through them, and you can still make purchases with DLC. Why not just do that? I think Google Play is more convenient, but we just learned, actually I just learned this. For many people who download games and stuff on Google, you're going to have a safe, secure spot for those apps. You're going to use them, there's going to be no issues, no nothing. But when you go to like a Samsung store or something, what's going to happen is they're going to make sure that you're getting pop-ups. You're going to get like random ads. You're going to get things popping up for no reason. You know, oh, your phone might have a virus or something. You know, it's just popping, like ads and all this other stuff keep popping up throughout, which I think is pretty unfair. You know, especially when you're trying to enjoy it, especially like a game like Fallout. I mean, not Fallout, sorry. Fortnite. Imagine actually, you know, playing. You're in the middle, maybe you're close to the end, you're in the final storm, you know, and pop-ups and stuff happen. And it's like, are you serious? Barbara, I see you. How you doing, buddy? I'm just kind of ranting on right now a little bit. More information on it will definitely be coming out in the future. I don't know how this lawsuit thing's gonna go down, but I am hoping that it is in favor of Epic Games. I love the idea of, you know, us being able to pay less and it going directly to Epic themselves instead of somebody else being like, hey, you gotta give me money for that just because you use the service. Even then, I'm okay. Even if they have it as a rule, they should definitely require less, because when you look at Google, you look at Apple, these companies are huge. They're worldwide. They make not just stuff for the phones, but they make things like computers and etc. A bunch of different, you know, features and whatnot. But these companies have like $25 billion worldwide. And then of course, you know, you got companies, you know, Epic has a lot of money too, but they're taking a lot of their own money to, you know, to go ahead and do a lot of the stuff. You know, they're actually trying to work with other people, you know, what is it called, you know, like a collaboration with a lot of people. It's why when you go to Fortnite right now and then you go to the radio stations, you hear genuine music, something that was like, what, only in GTA. What else, you know, crossover, like the emotes, you know, Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up, the Tootsie Slide by Drake, doing stuff even with content creators, you know, Ninja and such, you know, like, it's not just, hey, we're gonna have this, bada boom, you know, you gotta have good stuff going on, you know what I mean? Bye, have a good stream. Alright, buddy, you take care, you have yourself a good one. But, man, like, I don't know, like, I just think it's so weird that we have to, like, go through all this. And so that means, as of right now, billion people, apparently, maybe even more than a billion, which is just record on phone, your mobile. Those people who actually do use it, heck, maybe people have and they don't really use it, but the people who do, they're not going to have access or be able to play mobile until something happens. People are thinking, oh, well, you know, they're just going to sit down and talk. And both parties, Google and Apple, said in their statement, oh, you know, we're happy to just sit down and talk about it. I think they're just saying that just because they don't want to lose any money. But Epic out here is coming out, you know, swinging, and they look like the underdog here. They're the ones coming into this, and they're saying, like, look, you're taking too much out of everybody else's who are developers. You're taking too much from them. You know, like I said, like Netflix, Spotify. If you ever, like, noticed, a lot of apps do these. When you go to an app and there's like an in-game purchase or something, or in-app purchase, you'll see that you stay in the app when you make the purchase. But some apps will take you to another website. And then you have to pay it through there, and it will show up onto the app. The reasoning for that is because if you go to a website and you pay through it there, it is very direct. It doesn't go to, Apple, Google. It doesn't go to them. Because again, if you're going to be paying $10 for something, Google and Apple are both going to be taking 30% of that. They're taking money for just, oh, look at, you're using my app, you're using my store, so you owe me 30%. Fun fact, if you're on PC and you're buying through any other place that isn't Epic for Fortnite, you're paying 12%. 12%. I think that's only like what? $1 and 20 cents. See if I'm doing my math right. Yep. They're only taking $1 and 20 cents, and that is just from let's say like Steam or whoever it is that gives you guys Fortnite. 12% is all that they're taking. That's $1 and 20 cents out of every 10 that you spend. That's not a bad deal. When you think about it, it's not bad. Like, come on, Heck, I mean, to compare Epic, when you're I wouldn't say it's probably the best, unless you're like a big popular person and a lot of people are using your code. Very different. But I was gonna say, in comparison, if you have a creator code for Fortnite, and you're someone who's, very popular, a lot of people are using your stuff, for every 2,000 V-Bucks, or $20 US, you get $1 back. Which means, like, if I bought this skin right now, or maybe you guys use my creator code and you bought this skin, I get $1 out of that. Out of 2,000. Out of 2,000, which is $20, I only get 1. That's 5%, I believe. Which, personally, I don't think that's even too bad. But, we're each very different, I suppose. Like I said, I just think it's dumb that this is happening, because it seems like Xbox and PlayStation are okay with this, or at least if Xbox and PlayStation, well, I'll say this actually, Xbox and PlayStation, they're giving money at least to the developers, even if they are themselves taking some type of cut. It is not big enough like Apple and Google in order to cause all this stuff to happen. It is why Epic, when they brought this idea up, they were saying, we want to give you, the people, the fans, the players, we want to give you guys all of, some extra money in your pocket. Because first of all, you don't even know what Apple and Google are even doing with your $3. And then, not only that, they're just going to give you devices and things that are just going to end up being broken later on. Like, think about it. When's the last time you got, maybe you dropped your iPhone by accident and a screen cracked? I know mine cracked. And I have a screen protector on. Somehow the screen protector is fine, but the screen still got cracked. How does that make sense? Nobody's investing into at least over there at Google and Apple and stuff. One, it definitely sounds like if you're going to be taking 30% of purchases, imagine how much, because this used to be, I think this used to be like almost $100 to get 13,500. Like, what would that be? $30 is going to Apple and Google, and I don't understand that, to be fair. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if they are going to have some type of taxation going on, it should be a lot smaller. Because when you think about it, imagine how much money, and you know they're making a lot of money, but just imagine how much money Apple and Google would be or is making just from in-app purchases on Fortnite alone. If they're taking 30%, you know, from $100, $10, the $25 and etc. You know, you can only imagine, like, dang, they were making a lot of money. So I'm hoping, this is what I want. This is what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that Epic, if they, you know, they're gonna go through with the lawsuit and everything, they are going to win it. I'm hoping Epic wins, because that would mean, or at least we would hope that would mean, Apple and Google will therefore most likely change up their app store a bit, meaning they're gonna allow some, if not a lot of people, make direct money through the app. B, they decide, okay, we'll continue this, but we're gonna lower the percentage for everybody, because you're still gonna be making money, but it's just not gonna be as much. And that, I feel like, again, like, that's fair, because you're just only there to provide a service. You don't deserve so much tax. So if they could just lower that, I feel like Epic would still probably be fine, because again, PC has it at 12%, which isn't even that bad. That means out of like $100, you're getting like, what, $12 being taken out? That's not even too bad. And that's it. Like, whether it be in court or either company kind of comes to some type of senses, you know, we gotta kind of wait and figure it out. But I'm really hoping that by the end, this starts up something. Because when you think about it, companies like Spotify, Netflix, and Microsoft, they're big companies. You know, Spotify is one of the most popular for music and in radio stations, and you can connect to other people's playlists and radios and stuff, right? Netflix, they got TV shows, they got movies. You always go there. The only thing that you pay for with Netflix is just a subscription. And to think like Netflix can't even do, I think they said with Google, I don't know if it's the same with Apple, but they can't even do in-app purchases because they're going to be taking money from the subscription for themselves, when money for the subscription should be going to them. So that's why when you go to Netflix and you're like, oh, I need to make a payment or something, they make you go into a website, sign in, do everything there, and then you'll get your Netflix. It's the same thing with Microsoft. Again, they disabled like DLC. They had to basically disable DLCs and stuff, you know, in-app purchases with Google Play. But outside of Google Play, with like Samsung, you are able to make in-app purchases because they know, okay, even if it's a small amount of taxation from that, at least the developers are going to be making money and profit out of it, you know? And now you're probably thinking, for the most part, like, oh, well, you know, 30%, you're still making a profit. Yeah, but they're taking so much out. Like, it doesn't make sense, I think, to do that. Like, if they could cut that by half or bring it to 12 like everybody else, this would all go away. Just saying. We need to be helping the developers here. So let's make sure that hashtag free Fortnite stays trending. I know a lot of people, if you go and check, they're probably going to be like, who cares? The game sucks. Let it die out. Or you're going to be like me and a lot of other people who do care for the game and love everything that Fortnite gives us, and we're going to be like, try to free Fortnite. Make things fair. Make things, you know, like this and like that. Because by the end of the day, also, nobody's making money if the app is down. That means Fortnite's not going to be making their $7. Apple and Google, they're not going to be making their $3 and from billions of devices. So that means, let's say if they keep it consistent, 1 billion, that means Epic is not going to get their $1 billion. And then you're not going to get, well, actually that's like 10 billion that I'm doing the math for, but still, you get the idea. Apple and Google will get $3 billion, Epic gets $7 billion, and then that money from Epic is still used for other things, you know? So it just seems pretty unfair that they try to, I mean, who knows? I'm pretty sure you guys are probably going to come in and be like, but dude, this is what happened, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, you know, I'll hear you out. I'll look at the little comments if you guys, you know, have anything to go ahead and say. You guys are probably just going to be like, oh, but it's the rules. And don't get me wrong, I understand that it's in the rules. But seeing the numbers, it still looks and feels very unfair because the money should be going to us, the consumers, as opposed to the consumers paying a lot of money to the middleman, pretty much. And there really is no competition, you know, the anti-competitive thing, which said something about, let me see if I can look it up again, which says it prevents or reduces competition within a market, meaning by how you say, Epic having their game, you know, they and this was up for a bit. This is the reason why they took them out, and it's going to be up to the courts to decide whether or not, you know, Epic is going to be at fault for, I guess, breaking terms and services, or it's going to be the fault of Google and Apple for anti-competitive practices or anti-competitive behavior. So this means you cannot put someone down within your store for the changes that they want to make. Pretty much that. Because it says the debate about the morality of certain business practices termed as being anti-competitive has continued in both history of economics and culture. Here we go. It says, a business practice in which a firm or group may engage in order to restrict inter-firm competition or maintain or even increase their relative market position and profits without necessarily providing goods and services at low cost or of higher quality. So pretty much they're just taking a lot of money out of these companies, and it's not just Epic alone, even though it seems like Epic is the only one who's standing up to these guys. Everybody who has an app that goes through Google and goes through Apple have to do this, which is why, again, people avoid it by making you go out of the app and pay through it that way. And that seems, I believe that's what I think that's what they said about the Gigamowitz. Totally forgot what it was. But yeah, like that's all that they said. Like, as of right now, there's like not a lot of information going on. Not a lot is being leaked and spread, but I'm hoping that's what it is. Okay, I gotta talk to this person about that. But yeah, like that's kind of just what's going on at the moment. You know, we're just in a crazy world, I guess. That's the best way I can put it. You know, who would have thought a rated T game, right? For everybody to play and enjoy would be going after two big companies. And if you guys didn't know, this video that I showed you in the very beginning is a video that played from like a long time ago. I think it was literally 1984. Apple decided to go ahead and put an ad exactly the way that you saw it. You know, people were just like they're prisoners or something, and they sat down, they're looking at a TV, and they have to obey the guy that's talking on the TV, and then you know, it's all like black and white. But then this one lady, she starts running, she's in color, got the sledgehammer, she runs in, breaks the TV, and the next thing you know, it's like everybody's free. Even the security guards don't know what to do, the people don't know what to do, they all look at her. And that was an ad by Apple to be like, okay, look, everybody's buying only one type of person's thing, so we're gonna go ahead and make ours. And that was the general idea. But now, the Apple Store, you gotta think of it as like a competitive area. You gotta let apps compete with other apps, because if you're not allowing that to happen, then you are just using your powers for your own self. And that is what it looks like. I don't know about Google's on behalf. It seems like it might be, but definitely when Apple being so quick to react too. But that's just how it works. You know, you got these people who are trying to compete with other apps as to be like the best app via mobile, and they can't because they're getting repressed or suppressed and removed. So I don't know. What do you guys think? But everything that I've said, and taking into account that Microsoft can't even have their game streaming services on Apple, what do you guys think? Who do you think's at fault? Do you think Epic is at fault because they broke some terms and services because Google and Apple require so much? Who knows? Gibbo, hey, how you doing? I believe that's Dragon. How you doing too, bud? I had just finished up talking about the situation. I don't know if you guys are aware about it, but we have like a little battle going between Apple versus Epic, and then also Google versus Epic for mobile, for any mobile users out there. I wouldn't say I'm like a 100% a mobile user. I do have the app still on my phone, but once that new season kicks in, which is 2 weeks from now, anybody who has the mobile app is not going to be able to play Fortnite. So big apologies to you guys. I know there's who was it? Barbecue Chickens or Barbecue Chicken. He comes into the stream sometimes. I play with him cross-platform. He plays mobile. He's someone that plays on, I think, a tablet, and he messages me on a phone, or it could be the other way around. Cool guy, cool kid. But now that I'm taking this at a different aspect now. I was gonna finish it, but now I'm gonna keep going on. I just thought about this. If people are using, you know, the mobile app as a way to do all, you know, play. Let's say some of you guys want to come in, but you're using mobile. That means you won't even really be able to play anymore. It literally just feels like all the stuff that you had and invested in such got like taken away because of Google and Apple. Like, I didn't think about that. Like, now if I want to be like, hey, Barbecue Chicken, you want to play? Can't do that in 2 weeks. 2 weeks when it's gone like that, I like, dang, dude, I'm sorry, I can't play with you, man. Or he'll be like, oh, can you give me something? I'm like, bro, I mean, you know, like, I don't know. Like, I could still, probably most likely I'm gonna still be able to send him stuff, but like, I'm gonna be like, yo, like, not only that, like, you know, like, I don't know, it's just so weird, man. It's a weird situation. Again, I'm hoping when it goes to the courts, Epic Games is going to win, and that causes both Apple and Google to decide, okay, we need to make some changes to in-app purchases. And it doesn't need to be a big change. All it needs to do is reduce the percentage of which they're taxing these people and allow the developers and everybody who is trying to, you know, go into a service or something, allow them to be able to continue using it. That's sad for mobile. Yeah, honestly, it is very sad for mobile players. And the thing is, iPhone alone, they said there was like about 1 billion devices. Right here, Apple is blocking Fortnite from 1 billion devices. That means, technically speaking, it's blocked from like all devices. There's some phones that I've seen come out recently, which I don't know. At least I don't think they are Google related or Apple related. Like they're their own. How do you say, phones. So maybe there's still a chance that some people can still be mobile users, but for the most part, you know, and this is including tablets as well, but anybody that's using iPad, iPhone, any Google phones or Google tablets, you're not going to be able to go ahead. Like my tablet is Samsung, it has Google Play on it, so if I wanted, I mean if it was up to date, I can use it to play Fortnite. But with all this going on, I'm not going to be able to do that. So the only way to do that, again, if you're a mobile user and you're using a Samsung or some type of Google device, you have to do it through a third party. And again, the thing is, Google doesn't care about third parties. They're going to allow third party apps to be interrupted or mess up your device because they don't care about that. As long as it's theirs, they'll get rid of all that stuff. They'll get rid of the pop-ups and the security issues and all that crazy stuff. But, you know, that third-party developer, I don't care. Like, they turn a blind eye. Like, it's crazy. You know what I mean? Let's go. You have a Samsung? Yeah, I use a Samsung tablet to keep track of the streams whenever you guys come in and whatnot, and make sure that everything looks fine. But I also have an iPhone. This is just the phone I have. So it's disappointing. I don't know. But I think I might call it here because I think it's just really dumb that we as you know, what do you call it? We as gamers, when a company decides, hey, you know what? Let's be more direct. Make payments to the company themselves. And not only that, I mean, I still don't get why that's unfair though. Because hear me out really quick before we like officially end everything. I still kind of don't really understand why Google, maybe it's some rule where it's mandatory. I think that's what it was. You have to mandatorily send money through Apple and Google, which is maybe why they're upset and all this is happening. But they had it as 3 different options. They had it where you can pay through Google, which is one, pay through Apple, which is the other, and then the last one was just send money directly to Epic themselves for V-Bucks. Again, V-Bucks. This. Not skins, unless you're paying real money for skins, but not this. But the currency themselves. I don't know. I feel like it's just an upsetting matter. Like, sure, it doesn't really, like, I'm not too applicable to the situation because I don't really play mobile at all. But I feel like we need to stand up both for Epic and the people who play on mobile. Because it's just so unfair to try to make a choice to let the consumer have more monies in their pockets and have the developers, you know, at this point, it's, you know, they're still making the same amount of money pretty much. $7.99, $8, that's just 20% off. And that goes directly to Epic. Or if you're playing on PC, and I think maybe the same for Xbox and PlayStation, they probably take a small percentage of that. Again, probably taking off like $1. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's wrong for Google and Apple to be taking 30% of what developers and app creators are making? I think that's wrong. I think, if anything, it should be less, especially if PC is only taking about 12%. Again, $1.20 off of every 10, or 12 cents out of every dollar. Like, come on. You think it's wrong? Yup. And that's where this whole thing's about. It's about Google and Apple feeling it is unfair that they're not taking your $3 from you. again, I feel like if anything, if they want to avoid this lawsuit and make it easier for everybody, the solution is sit down with Epic Games and say, okay, look, keep it up, but we're going to drop the percentages that we take. Because again, the percentage right now is 70 for Epic Games and then 30 for everybody, like Apple and Google. It doesn't make sense. Again, I agree. You know, when it was new and it first came out with, you know, the Apple Store and all that stuff, it was maybe fine. It was fine because, you know, it was something that was new and you needed to make sure that the store was getting off of its feet. Is that a cat in a box? It looks like the cat from the game right here. This one looks exactly like him. Okay, maybe without the black spot, but still looks just like him. I like that. Oh man. All right, you know, gotta shake off like the hatred and anger that I have for these companies, because I don't like either one, and it's for different reasons. You know, I hate iPhone. Like I said earlier, I have a glass protector or a screen protector on my phone. I dropped it, it fell on the screen, and yet somehow the actual screen broke or cracked, but not the screen protector. At this point, it's like, why don't you just use this screen protector that I bought for like $5 and then just use that to, you know, make your phones? And not even that, everybody knows that Apple likes to slow down old phones. That way you'd buy the newer one. Google, they own like everything. Like, I bet if I look up right now, like, what does Google own aside from YouTube? I'm pretty sure it'll be a lot of other stuff. But I don't know. This is an investigation as well. This is actually, there has been an investigation that actually started with European companies doing investigations on Apple and Google since 2016. That's what, 4 years? Yeah, that's 4 years. 4 years. This whole investigation stuff going on. And Google, Apple, they're going to keep relying back onto their old tactics, you know? They're definitely going to keep on doing that. I'm sleepy, I'm going to go to sleep. Good night. And Apple is a potato. Yeah, Apple's a rotten apple, but they look like potatoes. Alright, you have a good one, bud. I was going to end this stream anyway. But you have yourself a good one. Hope you sleep well. We'll try to catch you in the next stream if you can make it tomorrow. Or maybe another day, who knows. But yeah, you have yourself a good one, bud. And for everybody else, you know, this is just me sort of ranting on at the moment. Again, you guys are probably going to look into it a little bit more than I did and be like, oh, well, you know, this is the fault of this person. Or, oh, you know, this person should do that. When I talked about it with my bros, sounded like PB Joey was the only one that was like, oh, but they're breaking this rule and stuff. But it's like, you know, at the same time, it's like, well, this is what they did, so why is that a problem? And then he's just like, oh, but it's a business tactic. And I was like, bro, like, you shouldn't be taxing. Like, if you're gonna have a purchase in-app, what's it called, and it's supposed to be directly for the developer, let it be directly for the developer. I don't see why that's an issue. I don't know. Like, like, for example, or not even an example, why do they need so much money though? Like, if the money is only going to go towards the iOS store or the Google Play Store, what are they doing exactly? Because when I've used my iPhone, when I see people using their what's it called, their Google Play Store or whatever, even when I had my old phone, which I think had Google Play on it, it doesn't seem like anything changed. Like, the apps itself looks exactly the same. So is the money going towards something else? Like, I don't completely understand. I don't know. Companies that have like billions and billions of dollars, 25 billion about, and they still need more money from developers. I think, you know, Apple and Google, I'm pretty sure, got a lot of money over, actually, I'm gonna look it up right before we leave. Holy crap. Okay. Take a wild guess. I'm gonna, actually, let me write another one. I only looked up Apple. Alright, now let me look up Google. There we go. Wait, but this is from 20... Okay, well, this is 2017. I'm still going to write down the number, because I'm pretty sure it could only increase. Now, how much does they have? What? Alright, let me put 2020 to be exact. Maybe that'll make it work better. Okay, this doesn't work. Alright, so we're gonna... Whoops. Okay, so this is according to 2018. And it seems like... they're definitely very low. I'm just gonna say that now. Alright, so the number that I'm seeing for this one is just so much lower, my goodness. Alright. This is the last thing I want you guys to think about right before we leave. Last thing. As of right now, right? Google's is like about an estimate, because Google's is apparently goes back to like, I don't know, 2017. Let's see. Down. Okay. This one's just talking about how it went up and down stuff. That's not gonna help us out. But this is what each company has. Apple has a stunning $192.8 billion with a B. Billion. Google has 110.8 billion, while Epic Games only has 17.3 billion. If we were to just take out that B, you know, make it millions, still a small number. Let's make it just without the lettering. That would mean Apple would have $192.80. Google has $110.80, while Epic Games only has $17.30. Now, from what I can tell, that's a lot of money that both Apple and Google have. It will not hurt them to drop the prices of their tax and allow Epic to, in a way, kind of catch up, become more popular. And the thing is, Epic isn't a monopoly. Apple and Google in their store are acting like the monopoly. They'll move whatever they want all around. And sure, we say things are based on like algorithms and stuff, but from what I've seen, or at least what I've been reading, it seems like both Apple and Google, by the end of the day, have a final say what goes on. Like, if you violated something, there's no warning. It just seems like they just completely removed Fortnite. Like, oh, you violated a thing, so we're blocking it off. And it's like, wait, what? It's like, why? I don't know. There's like the way that I see it, there's only two different ways that can make it work while still being in there, which is Apple and Google decide, okay, we're gonna lower the price of tax, turn it down to like about 10 to 12, still make money off of it, but it just be less. And that could be for everybody, not just Fortnite alone. because I think that would make like some biasness, and then that's definitely something you could sue for. But for everybody, developers need more money, because if they don't have more money, then there's no motive for them to keep on trying. There's gonna, you know, give up, maybe move on to something else. Who knows? Or B, they're gonna keep their 30%, and Epic is gonna just keep these prices, and they're gonna have it where you, as a mobile user, are gonna go into this. You're gonna press like the $8 purchase. You're gonna move yourself to a website, you know, Safari, whatever, Ethernet, and you're gonna have to make the purchase there. That's the only two things I can think of. Because again, Netflix, Spotify, Microsoft, companies that would allow or wanted to allow in-app purchases aren't doing that, because they know a lot of that money is not going to go to them, because it's being taken away from somebody else who thinks that they just need it more. And it literally just doesn't make sense. Like, I just can't think of, like, for example, like, why would, you know, not Epic, Apple and Google want to take 30% from Microsoft, or not even Microsoft themselves, but rather 30% from developers from Microsoft's services. It's literally you're using an app as a service, and money's being taken away by another service. You know what I mean? It's like Google has a hierarchy or more control, and same goes with Apple. They'll have more control over Microsoft for trying to bring a feature to their apps and taking away money from the developers. And again, if Microsoft and Sony, when you buy games and stuff, get some type of proceeding or something because you buy it digitally or with a pass, then, and especially with, actually now that I think of it, especially with a pass, because if you're able to buy, let's say, you know, the PlayStation Now, and you are able to buy Microsoft's Gold Pass, to be able to, you know, you're paying one company, one big company, for their services, which would be direct if you're paying through like Xbox and PlayStation. And it doesn't make sense to pay Google and Apple that money if you're only using an app. It does not make sense at all. Alright, I need to stop there because I'm going to keep on ranting. So, again, let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think? Do you think, you know, who do you think's in the wrong? Who do you think's in the right? And if you have any more information, by all means, let me know. I want to get an understanding of everything that's going on. Not only that, keep the hashtag going. Keep it trending. Free Fortnite. I'm still very happy with what Epic is doing. It doesn't just help themselves, but it helps other companies. And not just small companies, but even big companies. You guys are probably thinking like, oh, you know, big companies, who cares? But like, in a way, maybe they'll start using that money for something else. You never know. Because I have no clue what Apple's doing when they're, you know, their cameras are cheap. They're literally, oh, not their cameras. They're on their phone, the cameras is good. The phones themselves, the screens are cheap, and I hate that. And everybody's copying that design. They're allowing, everybody wants you to drop your phone so you could pay to get another one, give them even more money. You know, but like Apple, and I don't know, I mean, I don't even know what Google does. Does Google make products? They probably do, and I don't care. I don't know. But just let me know, or again, any information you guys may have, let me know in the comment section down below. You guys can always join the Discord. We could probably get into it a bit more in there about what you guys think may or may not be the right move for these companies. But by all means, if you do decide to do that, do be respectful. We do have rules. So if we are going to get into some type of convo, something pretty serious, by all means, be respectful of one another. And you should be respectful and like each other anyway. Not only that, if you guys want to also help fund this channel, I usually try to stay away from you know, topics like this, because I feel like maybe you guys aren't interested in that. It kind of veers away from the channel and such, but I just felt like it's something that I needed to say. And again, like in my perspective, it feels like if Epic wins this, it's sort of like justice for developers, companies, and even us, the consumer, us, the mobile players. And I say us because, again, like I said, I do, like, if I ever feel like in the mood, like, oh man, I want to try mobile again, I'll do it. But for the most part, I'm not a main mobile player. And I know one of my viewers, I don't know how any others, but I know one of my viewers plays Fortnite via mobile, and they're not going to be able to play it come about 2 weeks from now. You know, that's kind of like a personal one, I guess, because, you know, I played with the guy. He's amazing, great kid, but now he's not going to be able to really sort of have a spot on the channel anymore. So, you know, if you guys want to show him some love too, he is a part of the Discord, you know. If you guys want to go ahead and support the channel, though, by all means, please do. Link for that is down below. We have Cash App. I'm thinking about moving on to Venmo, perhaps. We'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, other than that, don't forget to go ahead, hit the like and subscribe on here and the Zabin Project. Yeah, there's nothing else to add on. So that said, thank you so much for hearing me rant, because I don't know how to talk. I'll see you guys next time. Please, as always, stay kind, stay healthy, and that'll be all for today. So goodbye, everyone.